Hi, this is my review of Bad Day at Buena Roca. Bad Day at Buena Roca is an adventure for the Aces and Eights role playing game. However, it's a standalone adventure, it's a solitary adventure, so you don't need the core book to play this. You can enjoy this right away by yourself. This is a solo adventure, and it comes with a pre-generated character. Everything is all set up so you can enjoy it right away. However, this review is going to be a bit difficult for me because when I review an adventure, I consider that the referee or game master is watching this video and trying to decide if this adventure is the right adventure for his or her group. However, because this is a solitary adventure, I have to give information about it without spoiling anything so you can enjoy it. So I'm going to be quite careful in not revealing any spoilers. Well, let's talk about the quality of the PDF. The quality is very good. Everything is very clear. You have some simple but appropriate illustrations. Everything is well organized. You understand how to run this adventure from the start. And I see no obstacle in understanding the document. However, I think bookmarks would have been a good addition, even though it's a short PDF, just 21 pages long. Bookmarks would have been useful, for example, if you finish this adventure and decided you want to create an adventure based on this framework, you would have an easy way to find the different encounters within the adventure using the bookmarks. But overall, the quality is very good. Now, let's talk about the contents. This is going to be a bit tricky, but I'll try to explain. In this adventure, you basically play as a sheriff that has to put order in a town that is being besieged by outlaws. So the entire adventure is going to be based on that, and it feels a lot like a choose your own path or choose your own way adventure book, such as the the fighting fantasy books. So it's basically choose your own path. You're going to be presented with a scenario or an encounter, and you're going to choose what you want to do. If you want to go to this place, if you want to fight against this villain, if you want to do this other thing. There are several options that will alter your path, the way the adventure develops. And this adventure can be played with both the simple rule set for Aces and Eights or the more complex rules. If you want to use the complex rules or advanced rules of Aces and Eights, then you will need the core book. But if you're using just the simple rules, you can use the rules that are contained in this PDF with no necessity of buying the core book. So that's pretty handy. If somebody hasn't never played an Old West RPG or has never tried Aces and Eights, he's going to get a bit of a flavor of the game. However, I do feel that if you want to use the advanced rules, this adventure isn't really that well customized for that, because the advanced rules of Aces and Eights handle a lot of things, miniature-based combat. It's going to take into account or consider the phasing of your miniature, the arc, your firing arc when you start shooting away, the different silhouettes for different occasions. So if you want to run this adventure for yourself with the advanced rules, you're going to have to create a scene or a sort of like a battlefield for each encounter, because this adventure doesn't have a lot of detailed miniature maps, so you know where everything is placed. It's just going to have a very brief description for each encounter, and if you are using the advanced rules, you're going to want to have the different battle maps to shoot it out with the bad guys. So that's a bit I could have been better, because as I played this with the advanced rules, I had to draw the maps and just figure out the situation which encounter. And if you play with the simple rules, of course it's a lot easier and a lot more simple. However, it feels just too random at times. I think that the secret for a good solitaire adventure is that you have many options and intelligent choices, so you can feel like you succeeded at something and not just based everything on luck. Because either you generate, even if you generate your own character or you use a pre-generated character, everything feels just too random at times. It's going to feel like the roll of the dice and your attributes are what determined everything, and not really what you decided to choose, or what kind of path or action you decided to take. Because there are many instances where you can get instant death and with no indication whatsoever, like, oh, I decided to enter that building, oh, your character got shot, you died, and that feels a bit I know that being a kind of old school adventure, it should have some randomness, but here I think that it's a bit excessive. So it could have been a lot better in that department, in that aspect. Well, let's talk about what I think overall of this adventure. I think it's a great adventure for those who have never played a role-playing game in their lives, but they have to consider that this is not even scratching the surface of what an old West RPG is, because of the randomness. So, and there are many places in which you can recover your health. If you get wounded, you can go to this particular building and replenish your health. But it's going to be somewhat repetitive. For example, if you keep getting killed or wounded, and you're like, oh, if I got wounded, I just have to go back to the this building and recover my health. Or if you got killed and you're like, oh, I'm going to have to trace my path all over again, and I'll have to stop by this building to heal myself, and it could get a bit bothersome. When I played using the simple rules, I was like, I'm just going to pretend like they didn't hurt me, and I'll just keep moving on, because it was a bit cumbersome. Like, oh, you got killed instantly, and you go back to the beginning, and you have to trace your path to where you left off. It just felt too repetitive at times, and I played some other better solitaire adventures. So, for example, like the free to download adventure for the Mutant Epoch, I think it was called The Crevice. That's a pretty good solitaire adventure. You have a lot of options, and you really feel like you saved your life, or the lives of your party members, because in that adventure you have different a bunch of characters, and you don't feel like you're just playing Russian roulette and trying to see if you got killed or not. And that's the main obstacle with this adventure. It feels too random. However, if you want to use it as a sort of a framework to create an Old West adventure, it could be worth the purchase, because you do have a map of the town, and you do have encounters. You will have to flesh out those encounters, add a bit more detail, take into consideration all the different things if you're using the advanced rules. But so I would only recommend this to someone who's just got into role-playing games, or has no idea on how to run or play an Old West RPG. But for the rest of you that are quite knowledgeable in RPGs, I wouldn't recommend it unless you like to collect Old West adventures, because Cancer and Company produces some pretty top-notch things. Their games and their adventures are pretty fun and excellent in quality and in content. But here I feel like this adventure it feels too bland and too random. Well, thanks for watching my review. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. See you later.